Hey YouTube family and friends, this is your girl Wanda Adderley Fuller with the YouTube channel WA Fuller. Come on, let's go ahead and prep dinner. Watch that chicken, season the chicken, and get it all together. Y'all come along for the journey. See? Well, you guys really can't see. I already got it in water. Now defrosted the chicken and everything. Now we're just gonna go on in here and get the gunk out. I don't like cooking that gunk in my chicken. I don't like it at all. So anyway, how's your day? Hope everything's going good. Hope everything's going fine and dandy. I came on this morning early and said good morning to everybody. Yeah, you know, it's polite to speak. Please say good morning to people. Don't wake up and just go on about your day and stuff like that. You need to get your cup of joe. Get your cup of joe. And then after that, good morning, great morning, grand rising, all that good stuff is fine. But go ahead and get up and say good morning. So right now, I'm just going in, getting off the extra, like I said, that gunk. I don't like it. I like to take that off. Because I don't want to sit down and be picking through my chicken. And I actually do that. I literally do that. If I go out and eat somewhere, if by any chance I go get some Popeyes chicken, or I can't even tell you the last time I actually ate KFC. But if by any chance I go get Popeyes chicken, is that all the time? No, honestly it's not. But if I actually go out and get it, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to pick through my chicken while I eat it. That's just me, because I don't like all that. I don't like all that at all. So once you get it done to how you like to eat it, then it's going to be seasoning time. So getting this all together so I can go ahead and season it and get it ready for, it's already it's like 2:45, so I'm going to probably want to pop this in the oven within the next 40 minutes to an hour. Let that go ahead and cook. And then that's going to be that. Go ahead and get that done. Go ahead and get my rice done. And go ahead and get my, I think I'm going to have butter beans tonight. That's what I'm going to cook. So it's going to be butter beans. That's going to be tonight's dinner. Some baked chicken. Rice on the side, and butter beans. So go ahead and wash my hands. I can get some other stuff. Go ahead and get my seasonings out so I can get that started. So we'll be back. One last quick rinse. The part you see here is just really the skin of the chicken. All the slimy stuff I already pulled off. And I just went in and rinsed it off to get any extras off so it won't be left on the chicken. flour. Yes, they're going to be baked, but I do put a little flour in it. Some black pepper. Some salt. And I don't use a lot of salt. I make sure that the food is actually seasoned and, you know, has the flavor, has the taste, but I don't cook with a whole lot of salt. And some other seasonings I try to buy that has a lot of flavor without the salt, so that way I can use extra on it. So I don't like salty food, and if it's heavily salted, I can actually taste it, and especially dealing with blood pressure, high blood pressure, you got to be very careful. So I've learned over time how to, you know, incorporate other type of seasonings, different things, as much as possible. And I've learned to look for seasonings that doesn't have all that sodium in it. And yes, I don't like bland food. I like to taste it. I like to taste, you know, make sure it tastes good. So, but I also try to look for things that doesn't have a lot of salt. So I did the flour to like hold it all together really. Some people use oil, but this is what I like to use also. I got the onion powder, the garlic powder. I like the complete seasoning. And I have here some Sazon. If you call it Sazon, that's fine. Sazon is all the same to me. And a little bit of Kingsford original. This right here is like a smoky bold flavor that I like to use. And if I'm doing barbecue, I'll use the barbecue flavor. And a lot of the Kingsford, some of them actually does come in. It does actually, some of them have it where there's no salt added. So that's also a good thing. So hold on. Alright, this is what we're looking like. That's what we're looking like. So now, we're going to just go ahead and season, like mix everything up together. Mix everything up together. And if it kind of looks like it needs more seasoning for me, then I'll just go back in and just put a little bit more seasoning. For those who cook, you know, you cook, you look for, you want a certain look. You want a certain feel. So certain things you want to look certain way. Under season, like, oh, they need some more seasoning. So you go in and you season it. So I try to add more seasoning if it doesn't look according to how I want it to look. And I just go in and see exactly what is lacking a little bit more of, or what is lacking altogether. That's what I like to do. So, hold on. Alright, well, I'm done seasoning for now. So, this is what it's looking like. This is what it's looking like for now. And like I said, if it doesn't look right for me, I go back in and I put some more seasoning on it. If it doesn't, if I'm looking at this like, you know what, it's a little too light, or, you know, don't like it's fully seasoned or whatever, then I go back in and I go for a second round of seasoning. I go ahead and drop some more. So this is what it's looking like. So, and to me, I'm like, I could use a little bit more seasoning. So put some more seasoning on that thing. But I also like to make sure it gets under the skin. I try to make sure it gets under the skin. So yeah, and I don't like my chicken looking a little light skinned a little bit. So I try to go back in and put some more. So I'm like, yeah, that needs a little bit more seasoning. So get that taken care of. Let it sit for a good little 30 minutes. And we're going to pop that thing in the oven. Go ahead and seal this up so it can sit in the refrigerator until I'm ready to come back and pop it in the oven. Meat secure. Now it's time to clean that sink, honey. And do I do this every time? It's my little cleanup rag a little bit. Do I do this every time I deal with meat? Absolutely. I go in, I spray that sink down with chemicals. I have a little cleaning spray that I use to spray this sink down. And then I go in, I clean my sink. Not only the sink, even whatever thing I use, I go in, I clean it. And then of course I come over and I wipe off my counter. Because of course the pan that I put the meat in was sitting on the counter. So I go right back in and I clean that counter off as well, where that pan was sitting at. So I spray it down with that bleach cleaner. Plus this cleaner has a little bit more extra in it. It has a little bit more extra. So I go in and I clean it down real good, spray it down, clean it down, wipe it down. And of course I always keep disinfectant wipes up here as well. So if I need it for anything on this counter, if I spray my counter down with anything, like this spray, well, normally I just use the rag and I wipe it up. Or if I have paper towel, I go back in with a paper towel and go ahead and wipe off anything extra, if anything spills on the counter. I don't want to use the rag, I just get a disinfectant wipe it up. Or if any bug spray get on the counter or anything like that, I will go back in with a disinfectant wipe it up. Or anything sticky on the chairs that the kids eat on. Instead of using these rags, I don't like using those rags like that on the chairs. So what I do, I'll just go ahead and get disinfectant wipes, wipe off the table that the kids sit down and eat at. And sometimes they really don't sit at the table, they just sit on the chair, but they use one of the, they sit on the couch, but they use one of the chairs from the table to go ahead and prop their food up on their plates or whatever. So once they're done, I'll still wipe off the table with a disinfectant wipe, or I'll go in with one of the cleaning rags, some of the soap, hot water, wipe it off, but mostly I just use the disinfectant wipe and wipe it off. Anything spill on the cabinet doors or from the bottom up here, or someone touch it with their little nasty fingers, I'll just go in with the disinfectant wipe and wipe all those things off. So sink is clean, my hands has been washed, chicken is in the refrigerator, chilling out, chilling, until it's time to put it in the oven. So we'll be back in 30 minutes to go ahead and pop it in the oven. What I'm going to do is go ahead and wash my hands again, even though I just washed it. I'm going to go back and wash it. My hands feel dirty. At any given time, I'm just going to get up and go wash it. That's how I am, whether I'm cleaning, whether I'm preparing dinner, whether I ate dinner, or whether I'm just doing whatever. If my hands feel dirty, how I am, I'm going to go back and wash it again. Can't really rest until it gets done. So we'll be back in 30 minutes to pop that little cluck cluck in the oven. Coming back again to go ahead and put the chicken in the oven. I washed the pan. That was one of the pans I had used earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and line them up with foil. I like my heavy duty foil. My favorite aluminum foil to use is Reynolds Wrap, the heavy duty kind. So even when it comes down to, y'all keep seeing me looking back, got my second oldest boy, third child, but second oldest boy, clothes in the washer. He's not going to come home tonight. He's going to stay another night with his grandma, his great grandma, which is my grandma. He's going to stay another night with her because she falls a lot and she's been falling lately. So we don't want her staying alone in her house. So if no one is there to stay with her, then her sister keeps her. But since the kids are out of school, he's actually been over there for like the last week of school. School was over, so I want to say he went to her house that Wednesday. He's been there ever since. Of course, he's got to come home because we're going out of town this weekend. So since he's away, because tomorrow's going to be extremely busy going to pick up the vehicle, going to go ahead and pack up everything for the kids, make sure it's in the vehicle. Plus, we got church tomorrow night, so since he's not here, I'm just going to go ahead and wash some of his clothes. If he was here, he would have did it. But since he's going to stay over there another night, we got to get that done tonight. So I'm just waiting for it to unlock so I can go ahead and put the soap in there. So hold on. All right, that's done. So I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken, go ahead and pop it in the oven, go ahead and start the cooking process so dinner can be done for tonight. And the oven was already on. My oldest, who I like to joke and call my man child, he's a young man. He's a young man. But sometimes he still act like a little kid, a little child sometimes, and I have to remind him like, hey boy, hey, get this done please. And I normally tell him, hey, don't let your ADHD kick up, sir. And this is nothing towards people who may have ADHD or ADD or anything like that, because quite a few of my kids actually has that diagnosis of ADD, ADHD. I have some who have ODD, oppositional defiant disorder, and I have two, like I said, that's on the spectrum as of now. The baby twin, Gabby, she was already diagnosed, I think she was 5, that she was on the spectrum. And my last Emilia's baby, the one who just graduated from elementary, I'm actually just pouring the juice on top of the chicken. And the juice is quite seasoned. It's quite seasoned. He's also been diagnosed to be on the spectrum as well. So I have quite a few of the kids who have different diagnoses. I have some who have asthma. My second to the last, my 7th baby, he actually has asthma. He has it really bad. Thank goodness it's being controlled really good, but we have to watch him. For him, like a common little cold can turn asthmatic for him. And the baby, my little one, he doesn't really have asthma, but he does have like bronchiolitis. And it can be really bad for him as well, because with him, a little cough can be hard on him, the one you guys seen other in the video. Because for him, if it gets bad or anything like that, he would start coughing really hard, especially at night in his sleep. If you guys ever heard of croup. And I thought it was asthma related, bronchitis related. Took him to the hospital one time, and they was like, no, it's actually dealing with the vocal cords and the throat, and it affects that. And the only treatment for it is, honestly, it will have to be given at the hospital, or if the doctor, if they can order it, but something over the counter, something called in, is really like a type of emergency thing to get it to act right and help with the breathing. So, it's going in the oven. I'm going to move these pans out of the way. I don't know if you guys can see me. I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for 40 minutes. My chicken is going to cook longer than 40 minutes, but I like to do the 40-minute mark. And then after doing the 40-minute mark, look at it, flip it over, see what needs to be done. You guys saw in the last video. Then pop it back in for like another 40 minutes until it's done. And, of course, you know, make sure it's brown or whatever from adding gravy and stuff like that. So, that's what that is. So, like I said, quite a few of my kids, let's turn it around a little bit. Quite a few of my kids, they do have something going on. Whether it's mental or physical, they do have some things going on. And they know. So, it's not anything new to them. It's not like it's a secret. And I do talk to them about their different diagnoses, different things going on. But one thing I always teach them, that it doesn't matter what their disability is. You don't let the disability define you. You don't let that dictate your life. Now, I know some things sometimes it can actually dictate their life due with the limitations. Thank goodness none of my kids really have those type of limitation where it affects their speech, it affects their ability to walk, to write. They can do all those things. Now, the one who went to the doctor yesterday, with her, she is blind. in one of her eyes, like I am in one of my eyes. Even with her left eye, which we call the good eye, and because I say the same thing with my good eye, even without her glasses, it's very difficult for her to see. So she needs her glasses. Without her glasses, she really can't see anything. So is it kind of like, yeah, because her vision, you know how vision is supposed to be like 20/20, but one of her eyes is actually a 200. We just found that out yesterday. That is actually like a 200. So, and that's the eye that she has the trouble with. So even with her glasses on, for her to see is still a little difficult. Things, you know how they put it on the board, like, can you read this? Can you see that? The big letters, she probably can make out maybe one, and she's making it out based on the shape of it, if she can see the shape. So that's what I mean when she's blind in that one eye. But the other eye, her left eye, she does need her glasses to see. And, you know, I have knowledge of it, researched, studied it, looked it up, talked to other different doctors, specialists to find out exactly what we're dealing with. Like I said, I didn't know when I was younger. But, because even with this eye, my vision is, the last time I checked, and it was a while ago, it's 400. And this eye is 400. So, yeah, it can be kind of hard. So, a little insert, because I told, you know, like I said about my man-child, jokingly when I tell him, hey, listen, don't let your ADHD kick in, because he's the kid. He would leave something there, just set it down, walk away, go to the refrigerator, come back, sit down if he put it right here, when it's supposed to either go in the trash or it needs to go back up in the cabinet or something. And he'll just sit there on his phone, and I'm like, hey, you forgot something? And he'll be like, oh, what I forgot? Hello, you left it sitting here. Oh, yeah, I forgot. And it's, I'm not going to say all the time, but it's the majority of the time. So, anyway, he had something cooking in the oven. He just got off of work, like maybe an hour or two ago. I think, I don't know. No, it hasn't been that long ago. I'm sorry. Maybe about 40 minutes ago. He just got off of work, so thank you. He already had the oven preheated for me. So I got to preheat the oven. So with my second oldest boy, but third child, like I said, I'm washing his clothes for him because he's not coming home tonight. He's actually going to stay with Grandma for another night. So we will be back in 40 minutes to check on the chicken and turn it over and get started with the sides. Be back in 40. This is like 40 minutes in. I have 4 minutes left on. So, but I'm going to take this out, like I said, flip it. You see all the little dark things on there. You know, as food cooks, you know, the blood or whatever comes out of the chicken. I take it off my chicken. Some people leave it on, doesn't really matter to them, but me, I know it's going to do that, but if I can see it and it's a lot of it, I generally take it off. I take it off. I don't leave it on there on my meat. I just take it off. That's just me. So I'm flipping the chicken now. And then, of course, it's going to go back in the oven for another 30 minutes. I'm going to check it after the 30 minutes to see what we're looking like. But while this is cooking for like another 30 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and start on my sides. So I'm just finished flipping this over. And we're going to pop this right back in. Once again, this is the stuff that I'm removing from off the chicken. It fell on the counter. But that's okay. We're going to clean that up. I'm going to reset the timer for like another 30 minutes. I'm going to get this mess up. Pretty. This is a smaller thing. Yeah. I don't like that cooking in the meat. Some things bound to get dirty when you're cooking sometimes. That's why you clean up afterwards. So I pop that back in. I'm going to go ahead and wash these few dishes. Don't have a lot of dishes to clean. But I'm going to go ahead and wash these few dishes. The pot that I use to hold the meat and season it. And these other little pots over here. I mean, just 2 pots, 2 bowls, and a lid. So I'm going to get that cleaned up and salt on my sides. And we will check back in 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and check the chicken. It has been another 30 minutes. So we're back again. And Miss Lady over here activated the camera for me by waving her hand.
Hey, Pookies!
KC, go on with your business.
Hi, guys!
This is the oldest twin, Casey.
As you may know, the best girl cat.
And this is what the chicken
It's going to be so good.
This is what it's looking like. This is good enough for me, for my consistency. So we're going to go ahead and get us a wrap. I may just go ahead and turn it over and then 10-15 minutes. Or I may just leave it like that. But for the most part, this pretty much is done. If I want a little gravy, I just go ahead and pour some of the juice off. And go ahead and mix the gravy up. So I may just do that.
Y'all want a piece of chicken?
Casey, get out my video. I'm going to go ahead and do one more little flip so I can cook some more of these juices. That was Casey. That was the oldest twin, Casey, by the way. And she wanted to tell you guys about her YouTube channel, My Girl Cat. She does have a YouTube channel. I am a little... I'm a little reserved when it comes down to kids having YouTube channels, especially behind their ages. Hey, especially like the content that they will put out. So she pretty much know and understand that certain things I really don't tolerate and allow. Now, would she, be a kid and try to do? Yeah, she will. But normally, for the most part, one. And give them one.
Guys, come get a snack.
But for the most part, if I do find something that's not according, I do talk to her like, hey, that's not what we do. It's not what we do at all. So the chicken is good, but I am going to put it in for like another about another 20 minutes. That's it, because it's pretty much done. And I'm gonna see about some gravy, but I think for right now we are set. But I do want to let it cook in its juices. So we're going to be back in another 20 to see everything put together.
I lost my glasses, y'all.
She want to tell you that she lost her glasses.
And there's a new video coming up, supposed to be
not
for
yours.
me. No,
not
it's going to be for me.
No, I'm saying, but this is not your channel.
Oh, no, I'm giving an alert because some of your subscribers are my subscribers.
That's fine.
New
but
video alert, guys.
We'll be back. All right, everybody, this is Casey, the oldest twin. She's actually washing the rice. She said she want to help, so I'm letting her wash the rice.
Well, I feel like it.
Okay. And I was telling her, everybody don't wash their rice. Some people do, some people don't. So she does see how it looks when you're washing your rice. That is kind of cloudy. And I told her we do this so that way we can get out of it. Don't rub it so hard, do it so fast. How you gonna have the water go everywhere? So you just want to keep doing that until it's not cloudy like it was, but a little on the clear side. Well, a lot on the clear side. And I'm pouring it so that way she won't pour some of the rice out. So, even with me, sometimes I still pour some of the rice out by accident. Okay, give it another mixy mix. Not too fast, because you got water coming out. Okay.
Alright,
How does the water look now?
still looks a little bit cloudy, so I think we should give it one more round.
Not too fast, because the water's still going to come up out the pot. Okay. Yeah, put that rice back in there, girl. Put your, yeah, her hands is clean. Well, I want my rice back in my pot. Casey, get from out of my camera like that.
That is right.
But I done told you. Don't, that's nasty. Cut that mess out.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't doing that. We acting crazy on my video.
Note to self, don't eat raw rice, kids. Don't do that.
So I'm gonna do the last one.
Why does it feel like that? Like it's hard. I thought like it's supposed to be dry, like
It's
moist.
wet. And it hasn't been cooked yet.
So dry rice, even if it touch water, it's still gonna be like
Yeah.
dry.
It's gonna be hard still until you cook it.
My science not science is because if water touch something, it's supposed to become moist.
Okay, this is a grain.
So grains don't become wet when you touch water.
Wet or wet? What are you asking?
Does grains become wet when you?
Beans are done. Chicken is done. Just putting the rice on. It's not gonna take that long. So we'll be back like in. I'm gonna say like
5 minutes.
another 20 minutes, and we're gonna look at everything else.
Are you doing?
Tonight, I'm doing Jiffy. Normally, I'll do it from scratch since I learned how to do it. Still mastering it, but tonight we're gonna do Jiffy. I'll do from scratch another time. So hold on. Sugar. Oops. Just a wee bit more milk. I don't like it runny, but I don't like it also super stiff. And of course, I actually came back on before the 20 minutes because I decided to go ahead and make some cornbread. I know the starch, the rice, and the cornbread, but hey, I like bread with my beans and my rice. The butter that I put in there, but I'm also gonna spray the pan. This is just something I like to do to make sure nothing doesn't stick. So sometimes it can, and it will. And off in the oven it goes. I'm gonna let that set for about 20 minutes.